thanks to the supporters of channel member Ben Smith. That's right, Mrs Wearmouth, you are talking to Kevy 5-time Football Manager Streamer Showdown champion. Yeah, I won it for the 5th time this weekend just gone by. It's one of many things I get up to on Twitch, where I stream most nights, 7 o'clock, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. You going to come over and watch? Why ask about it then? Hello and welcome to part 25 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have an FA Cup 4th qualifying round game against Hartlepool and also a game in the National League at home against York. Since you were last with me, I don't really remember what's happened because I'm recording this on Monday afternoon. I last recorded a video Tuesday afternoon last week because all the time since then has been spent planning, prepping, practicing for the Streamer Showdown. So, looks like we're doing all right. League table wise, we are 2nd. That needs fixing. We like to go up as champions. But first, I guess we'd very much like to get into the first round proper of the FA Cup because, of course, the FA Cup was worth a lot of money to us this time last year. We made £800,000. It doesn't look like as much of a big deal now as it did back then because obviously we've since had the Kieran Hodgkinson money come in. But certainly it would be nice to get another big, juicy FA Cup run going because of the financial implications of doing it. Because although we had the Hodgkinson money coming in, we are still very much in a situation where we need to churn one of them out a year, really, to keep the club going in its current state. Effectively, what that means is keep the club going with its current level of youth setup, because we know, of course, we have now got a level 2 youth academy, which is costing us the best part of £1 million a year to run. And our income each season, if we ignore the Hodgkinson and Manchester City money, well, if you take the Manchester City money out last year, we made 800,000. So straight away, that's a loss just on the youth academy. That's without having to pay the players or any of the other stuff. I need to get paid, for goodness sake. Right, let's get into the game against Hartlepool. This is the team we're going to be putting out there. I have been alerted to some potential problems I've got in the squad in a month's time. I thought we'd got over the issues with Rodriguez and Camera not having British passports. It has since been brought to my attention that it might be a problem after all. So with clubs interested in certainly, well, in both of them, it might very much be in our interests to sell them in January if any English clubs are dumb enough to buy them when they won't get work permits anymore. We'll see what happens, but this might be the last episode you see Rodriguez and Camera, and they'll be a big loss because they've been important players for us over the last season and a half-ish. So we're going with Wright in goal, a back four of Rodriguez, Davies, Charles and Cisse. Hamilton, Wentin, Bandera and Camera in midfield, and then Pritchard and Beerith up front. Hartlepool are in the National League with us. They're in 6th place, so they're a team we'll probably fancy their chances. They're more of an established, bigger club than us. Certainly, obviously, we're the new upstarts making our way up to this level, whereas Hartlepool probably still consider themselves a Football League club on loan to the non-league. And we want to remind them that new is better than old and grizzly. What am I saying? Right, let's get into the match, and hopefully there'll be lots of action, so I won't have to fill too much because I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, doing Streamer Showdown post-show discussions, which largely involved us watching the Royal Rumble. So real professional outfit around here. Right. Hamilton on the left-hand side. Cross comes in. It ends up with Camera. It might be the last goal you ever see him score for home. It's his 4th of the season. It opens the scoring just before the 10-minute mark. It is 1-0 to home, and we're proving our point to Hartlepool. We said we wanted to come out and prove our point. This is our point being proven. Lovely finish from Camera as well to make it 1-0. I mean, I am obviously going to be talking about the showdown a little bit on this video because it's the thing that's fresh in my mind. It's the thing that I spent the last week or so doing. If you haven't been watching any of it, you really, really do need to head over to Twitch. The VODs are all still there, so it's probably about 10 hours of content on my Twitch channel. The link to that's down in the description below. I'm going from the draft all the way through the league stage, through to the knockouts last night, or the night before, actually, for you as you're watching this. And it's well worth a watch. It is spectacular. If you don't just want to watch it all from my perspective, though, I still urge you to go and follow the FM Streamer Showdown Twitch account, where you have the lowdown, which is their Sky Sports news style coverage of the whole event, where you get to see everything from all points of view at the same time. Again, you've probably got about 10 hours of VODs on there as well. Even if you don't normally head over to Twitch, it is the most awesome, fantastic thing ever to come out of Football Manager content creation. I'm not just saying that because I'm involved in it. There's been a couple I've not been involved in, and they're fantastic to watch as well. Go and give it a try. You will not regret going and giving it a try. You don't even need a Twitch account to be able to watch it. You can just go to twitch.tv/LOLLUJO or twitch.tv/FM Streamer Showdown, depending on which perspective you want. And to watch, you don't even need to be logged in. You only need to be logged in and have an account to be able to chat. And obviously, if you're watching a replay, you can't chat anyway. So it's just like watching a YouTube video. You don't need to give Twitch/Amazon any of your details or any of the other things that people are afraid of. You don't have to get involved in live chats if you don't like them. It's just a place to go and watch some really, really good Football Manager content from a lot of your favourite content creators and Dr. Benji. So, you know, win-win. And we've just conceded a goal. It's 2-1 as we approach half-time. I'll stop the sales pitch now. I'm going to push it hard every time I win because, you know, I want you to go and see me being awesome. I like to be seen being awesome. But for now, let's concentrate on this match because the FA Cup, yeah, you're only as good as your last game. And our focus now is to get through to the next round of the FA Cup. And we've got a free kick on the edge of the area. Harrison Davies taking the free kicks. I don't know that I've ever seen him take a free kick before. This must be new. In addition to him adding like 2 or 3 inches of size since he first started playing for us, becoming club captain. He's obviously on his way to being a club all-time legend. It looks like he's learnt to take free kicks as well, which, I mean, he can do a bit of everything, that boy. He'll end up finishing his career on the left wing or something. He's tired now. The one thing he can't do is stay fit for 90 minutes, or stay... I won't say fit. He doesn't get injured a lot. Please don't get injured now, Harrison. But because we've been playing him week in, week out since he was 16, he does struggle to make it to the end of games quite regularly because he doesn't often get a rest. Because he's not the kind of player we can just rotate out and bring in an equivalent. We don't have an equivalent. He's the best player in the squad by orders of magnitude. And we do struggle when he's not around. Right, Pritchard has dropped deep there to end up finding Bandera in midfield. Bandera just runs straight into a Hartlepool player and is leaving us in a little bit of trouble here, which Pritchard looks like he's dropping deep to try and help out with again, but it ends up out on this right-hand side, our left. Let's see Rodriguez crunching in with a tackle. Apparently, it's a penalty. I mean, you've seen the good and the bad of our two boys who might be on their way out. Camera obviously scoring in the first half, but Rodriguez now giving away a penalty. But Wright has got him out of jail, and it's still 2-1 to us. Fantastic stuff from Wright in goal for home. Penalty save, and we are still alive in the FA Cup, albeit now behind on XG because of the enormous amount of XG you get for a penalty. Right, we have a free kick here as we approach the 70-minute mark. Pritchard is the one who is found and nods it down. It ends up with Beerith, and oh dearie me, that goalkeeper is not going to want to watch Match of the Day tonight. Although I imagine a 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup isn't on Match of the Day. But if it was, he doesn't want to watch the Holme FC YouTube channel, which doesn't exist, but it would if this was a real football club, because I doubt I'd still upload the match highlights on here. We'd probably keep this for... I mean, we're in fantasy land now, but I imagine if they did become a real club, I'd keep this as a Football Manager channel, and I'd start them their own channel for the match highlights. I don't think it's a pressing issue. I think I need a solution to it right now. It's not likely to come up anytime soon, but it is something to bear in mind. Right, we've got a lot of tired players here, and we're going to bring Muir, never going to learn it, on for Davies, and we're also going to take off camera and bring on Terrell Whitaker. We may as well do a third change. There's so many tired players on there. So I think what we might do is have a look at Troy Cannon, who I mentioned him in pre-season. We haven't really used him yet because there's not been an opportunity to. And when I say I haven't really used him, I haven't used him at all yet. He did do a Mick Powell over the summer, and he's considered the best striker behind Beerith and Pritchard at the club now. So at 19 years old, this is his moment to come in and show us that he is someone who's going to be forcing his way into this first team and maybe being the next homegrown player to force his way into the setup, following in the footsteps of players who came through the same youth team as him, like Kieran Hodgkinson, like Nathan Curry. like a couple of the others that we've seen at various points. It was very much a golden generation, and Troy Cannon was part of it, and hopefully can establish himself the same way the others have. Although he gave the ball away there, and it just ended up being lumped back towards the other end, and luckily the keeper had it covered again. We have a free kick this time with Bandera on the edge of the area. He's having a shot. He's curled it in at this near post. It's a beautiful free kick. The goalkeeper never stood a chance. It's 4-1 to home. And if there ever was any doubt, we've taken that doubt away. A comfortable victory against a team similarly placed to us in the Football League setup. And it is booking us a place in the first round proper of the FA Cup. And they're going to feel a little hard done by because they're actually ahead for XG. But we've just got superior finishers. Clearly. Right, we'll outstretch the arms. Well done, boys. I think we're probably going to have the first round draw coming up now before we end up in the York game. It looks like we're going to have to send Harrison Davies on holiday again. He goes on quite regular holidays. He's a regular at Pontins. Loves it down there. In fact, we can't... Oh, no, we can send him on a holiday. Lovely stuff. 3 weeks holiday for Harrison Davies. And he'll come back fresh as a daisy for nearly a month. He won't get tired again for nearly a month. At some point, I will just learn to rotate him. Today is not that day. So here we go with draw for the first round of the FA Cup. Obviously, we're looking for... In fact, I think we might be changing what we're looking for. Traditionally, we've looked for an away game against a bigger League One, League Two club. But after our experiences with Manchester City last season, I think what we'd really like is a home tie against another non-league side, because then it gives us the best chance of getting through to that third round of the FA Cup where the big money really does start to come in. So we're just going to keep clicking through until we see a big away game that we'd like the look of, or us. Northampton would have been fun as a Peterborough fan and a club based in Peterborough. They're probably going to become a rival of ours as time goes on. Sunderland away would have been nice, and there would have been big money there, but alas, Maidenhead are the ones who are getting that payday. This would be the one. Away against Peterborough. The Peterborough derby would love this. Come on, give us home. No, Scunthorpe. Ridiculous. There's not many names left in this hat. There's a lot of teams in the first round of the FA Cup, isn't there? Ipswich and Middlesbrough both taking each other out. Either of them would have been a good away game for us to get. Coventry, do they get fans these days? Do they even have a ground these days? I can't keep up with what's been going on at Coventry. Bolton, again, they've got a big ground, but probably not a lot of fans now. They're near the bottom of League Two. We are still in this hat as it stands. I'm getting to the point where most of the big ties have gone. I'd like us to come out first. Here we go. We have a home draw. We'll just take a non-league team. Thank you very much. Boston United, the division below us. That should be relatively straightforward, and fingers crossed should lead to us navigating a path through to the second round of the FA Cup. And from there, we're just a little bit away from third round paydays, potential paydays. Let's go and play York. Right, we've changed lots of things around for the York game because of much tiredness within the squad, so it's almost an entirely new 11. Wright stays in goal, but he's about the only one. At left back, we've got Michaelis Frankos, who came in the summer. He's played a couple of substitute appearances, but this is his first start for the club at left back. Might have to become a regular thing at left back for us if Rodriguez leaves, although does he have an English passport? He does. Right, so Frangos can stay if Rodriguez has to go. He's only a 2-star player, but at 18 years old, you'd hope that a little bit of first-team football will expose him to increasing his potential, hopefully relatively quickly. Muir then comes in for Davies, who, of course, is off at Pontins, having a lovely time. Shay Charles stays in at centre-back alongside him, and Wayne Hoyt is coming in at right-back. Another one who's never actually started a game for us previously, made a couple of substitute appearances. He's Trim Bagonian. He has got a British passport. Lovely. We're so close to Passport Day. That's probably not what it's called. On the 1st of January 2024. We do need to be checking these things before we're messing around giving players game time. I am going to carry on introducing the team in a second. I just want to put Troy Cannon back up onto the bench again so we can continue looking at him. Camera moves over to the left-hand side. Nathan Curry comes back in midfield alongside Cisse, who moves up from right back. Whitaker starting on the right-hand side. Beerith moves over to be the target man, and he's going to start alongside Tommy Jessup, who was in the media 11 at the start of the season. He's supposed to be pretty good. We've not given him much of an opportunity. He's only started 2 games, 1 goal, 3 assists and a man of the match. Suggests there is something there. We just need to give him a chance. So this is him getting a chance. Obviously, Tyler Roberts, Troy Cannon, both looking on from the bench, and Danny Pritchard just sitting this one out entirely along with a few of the other players from the previous game as they look to get some fitness back, ready for our next match. I like having a squad that we can actually do that with now. We've not had that very often in this save so far. It might entirely backfire because there is a much larger proportion of 2-star players in this team than there normally would be. But fingers crossed they've got enough about them to push on and grab us a victory. It's Jessup to take the first corner of the game, looking for the slam dunk corner, but Muir with the header and it goes just over. He's not really the man we want to be aiming for there. That would normally be the Harrison Davies, Danny Pritchard slot, both of them not in the side today, so we're probably going to be a little bit less of an aerial threat from these corners than we ordinarily would be. We've got a throw on this left-hand side, though, and it's going to be Frangos. Let's see if he can deliver a big one. He can deliver a big one. And there is Terrell Whitaker to head it home. Oh, that felt like the streamer show. We weren't talking about the streamer showdown anymore. That felt a lot like it. I would like to say I don't use the streamer showdown throw-in tactic in my normal saves. They don't always do long throws, but obviously they still will sometimes, even if you leave it on mixed, but we don't have any. He's going to do another one. Oh, my word, Kev. Have we put long throws on? I'm going to now check that I'm not a liar. I don't think we've got long throws set on this. It turns out we have got long throws set. This isn't necessarily the same shape and setup that I would use normally. We might remove them if it's because I mean, we saw in the showdown this weekend that they did get a little bit silly at times when you really, really exploit them. Like I said, I spent 4 or 5 days just practicing and tweaking and tweaking to make my team a set piece machine. And I'm certainly not going to bring that into this save because that makes a mockery of the whole thing. But I'm almost tempted to just remove long throws altogether, having seen just how deadly they can be. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We might just leave it on mixed throws and see what happens. We were ahead, now we're not, and we're going to do another long. I mean, this will make our mind up if we score again here. No, see, this is the difference between the tactic we were using on Twitch and the tactic we're using here. The goalkeepers would very rarely come out and catch it over there, because we'd have players crowded around in such a way that the goalkeeper couldn't really get out, and it would just cause absolute chaos. Penalties would be given away. Shots from outside the area when the ball bobbles clear. It was they just cause chaos. Jessup's in, and that is a big miss from Jessup. I'm not sure that any of the other strikers that he's currently competing with for a starting spot would miss there. Bearif scores it. Pritchard scores it. Roberts, I don't know about Cannon because I've not really seen any of him, but I'd like to think everyone else scores there. And Jessup, we maybe just need to keep a little bit of an eye on and focus in on his development a little bit more. And he certainly seems to have the talent, according to the game. I haven't seen any of it in match, which is usually where I judge my players. Jessup can't quite get there ahead of the defenders closing down on him. And we're approaching half-time here, 1-1 against a team we really should be beating. And that is just a mess at the back. Wright played so well in the FA Cup game. It's a different proposition when you don't have your normal defence in front of you. Only one normal starter in the shape of Shay Charles, who's trying to hold a defence together with Muir, who he never really partnered because Charles kind of replaced Muir alongside Davies, and 2 completely untried fullbacks. And it is chaos at the back. Nathan Curry playing it back to Charles from the kickoff. I'm surprised to see us start with an immediate highlight. It's with Jessup, who tries to have a shot from the edge of the area, and it just doesn't really go anywhere. And Charles gets the home lump moving forward again. This is non-league, lovely old non-league, just everything over the top. Hoyt's going to have a go at it now. In fact, gives it to Cisse, finds Beer. If this is more like it, this is the football we can play. We don't need to just lump it forward, especially when Danny Pritchard's not in the side. Cisse plays it into Jessup. Jessup to Beerif. Back to Jessup again, who shoots from range. And again, it just whistles past the post. I wonder if they play with slightly bigger goals in the Manchester City youth team, because every shot just seems to go ever so slightly wide from him. It feels like he's 1 goal away from getting a bit of confidence in him and just going on a run. There does seem to be something there. It's just not really coming off for him at the moment. York on the attack again. It ends up with Camera, who turns and tries to get the counter-attack going. It's a poor pass from him. If Jessup can make something of this, then I'd change my mind about him entirely. He is making something of it, and that is a good effort from Jessup, forcing the corner. And this is where it would be lovely to have Davies or Pritchard on the pitch. Neither of them even on the bench to bring on. It's going to be Nathan Curry with the in-swinger. And yeah, there's nobody there to nod it home. Curry this time plays it back to Muir, who's retreated, having not got onto the end of the corner. And he's not really the man that we wanted receiving that ball on the edge of the area. We lump it forward again, and Jessup tries to flick on, doesn't really get a proper head on it, and it ends up with Hoyt in the right-hand side. Whittaker playing it forward to Jessup. Jessup crosses for Beerif. Beerif would normally score that. What is wrong with everybody today? I think they're all just tired. You can see Cisse is ready to come off camera. Beerif. We've got a lot of very tired players. I think we have to make some early substitutions. And, right, let's get Michael Hamilton up. Micah Hamilton. He can come on for Cisse. I might change both the strikers. The only problem is they're quite similar. I've not really thought this through when I put them both on there. Perhaps do the good old advanced forward, pressing forward deal, which does usually work quite well. So Roberts can be the pressing forward, Cannon the advanced forward. It does mean that our wing play, get crosses in, lump the ball forward tactic really isn't going to work with this front two and the lack of set piece play. It's really showing how much we're still relying on Pritchard, even though he's not scoring loads of goals. He's like he's a typical 10, 15 goal a season big target man who's not really there to score the goals. He's there to be the pivot point, the fulcrum for everybody around him. And that is a disappointing home defeat off the back of a very good performance in the FA Cup. We don't want too many more games like that this season, or we might actually have to go through the pesky old playoffs. Nobody wants to go through the pesky old playoffs. Right. We will be back probably sometime around the 1st of January so we can see the fallout of Passport Day and hopefully be in an FA Cup game of some sort by then. I mean, it's not going to be the third round on the first weekend of January like it should be, because the first round is on the 16th of December. FA Cup just seems to be very, very late in this save. Again, database issues, I think, as the season doesn't start until much, much later. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.